Hello, hello, hello. Let me get this going here. Okay, boom. How's everyone doing? Welcome. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and you've tuned in for our Monday afternoon live drawing event. We always do this in our Facebook group every Monday, always at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. What else can I tell you? On Mondays, if you're interested in voting, what we do is in our Facebook group, I put up a couple different images, and the group votes on which one they want to draw. And this is the one we're going to draw today. I'm going to show it to you. If you're interested in joining a community or even voting on which image, I would recommend that you join our beginning drawing Facebook group. The link is down below in the description. And while you're down there, I always appreciate a big thumbs up and a comment. So anyways, I'm glad that you're here. We are live, so if you have any questions, throw it in the chat and I will answer them. Also, on Wednesdays, we have a portrait class. Same time, same everything, but that's what we do. Wednesdays, portrait. And on Mondays, we have usually a landscape or a seascape or something like that, okay? Great, let's get to it, okay? Let me first turn my screen on here so you can actually see what I am working on, right? And we will get that cooking. I hope you had a good weekend. Let's see now. There it goes. All right. Okay, look at that. I'm going to turn this camera down so you don't have to look at the ceiling. Hey, Teresa. Hello. Good to see you. I am glad that you are here keeping me company, okay? So today we're going to look at... it is our Monday draw, but I'm going to show you 3 shortcuts. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 shortcuts to drawing a mountain stream. And they're just not so... 3 ideas that will help you draw your mountain stream a little bit better. So if you have any questions, like I said, so let's jump into this. So first thing I want to show you is on your page, go ahead and start with... before we get into our picture, just start with a big, huge square like this, okay? And I want you to think of this idea of stairs, all right? Stairs. So over here, let's go ahead and just do something like this, all right? Just almost like a stripe that's coming down your page. So this is my first shortcut. If you start thinking of mass and volume, it will really set you up for success. So the first shortcut is to think of stairs. Okay, yep, we're good there. All right, then down here, what I want you to do, I want you to do this. And I'll show you how this is all going to come together here. So do something like that. Hey, Lana, how are you? Good to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so first thing is stairs. So what I want you to do is think of water that was going in this direction and it's cascading downstairs. You see that? And then it would turn around and go in this direction and then it would cast down stairs. So you could, if you just start thinking of these waterfalls and how you could use surface lines to start thinking of volume, it would really, that is the first shortcut of really getting a sense of volume, of cascading. So think of stairs, and all you have to do, like I said, is just think of the front end there, maybe down here, and then draw some surface lines so that you can think of the flow of water over these surfaces, okay? That's number 1. All right, number 2. Layering. This is really important. So let's put another picture here. And what I want you to think of this idea. Look, let's just say this is a round sphere. Behind that we have another one. And behind that we have another one. So this is layering. This is A is closest to us, B, and then C. Now, this might be super simple, but there is a device here that we're using that you may not even be aware of, and that's the use of letter Y's and letter T's. So let me show you. Let me show you where those are. So look at this. There's the letter Y. You see that? Right here is the letter T. It's upside down. So how do we use that? Well, let me show you how we end up using it in all kinds of scenarios. Let's just say you were going to draw an arm. Okay, so there's a lower arm. Okay, this is the upper arm. This is the lower arm. All right. So what might happen on this? Now let me just draw it again down here, but I'll show you how to use this idea of overlap right there. You see that? You'll see this next time you are looking at cartoons. They use this idea of T's and Y's in order to convey objects in front of others, and it can go the opposite way as well. If you wanted this to go behind, you see that? This arm is going in this direction. It's almost like this is an elbow, okay? Where this arm is coming towards us. You see? And we created that illusion simply by reversing a Y. We created that by using a Y. So, and we use that by creating overlap. And that's the same thing that we're doing over here. So the second shortcut to drawing a good mountain stream is thinking of overlap. So let's take a look at that. So let's just say in our picture, and you'll see it in a minute, this might be a boulder that's in the foreground, okay? Here's our step that I just showed you in the other shortcut. Okay, now we might have another boulder over here. And now this is where the overlap. We might have another boulder behind that. Maybe over here you have a couple boulders, but they're behind this object that's in the foreground, you see? And then maybe back here you have another, look, this would be the other stair step where the stream's coming over. But then maybe back here you have another small boulder, maybe another one. Another one back here, you see? So we are using the sense of overlap to create depth. Here it is. This water might be coming down in this direction. Straight down. Water might come down in this direction. Straight down. And then the water comes out here like this. So just by thinking of those two ideas of the stair stepping, like it's coming down the stairs, and then your overlap, you could create quite the variety of mountain streams from your imagination. Okay, the last thing I want to show you, and the third shortcut to drawing a really good mountain stream, is being aware of value. All right, let's come back here. Let's kind of draw our little scenario here, right? Here's our rock in the foreground. There's one stair step. Let's just put a rock over here. We'll make this guy a little bit smaller. I'll let you catch up here. Okay, there. I'm done with mine. You catch up there. Just mark, get that down. I'm going to erase a little bit there. Quickly draw this and let's talk about value now. So this will also help you to convey your mountain stream. This guy is A. He's in the foreground, all right? I want you to remember this idea. It doesn't matter where the light is. The brightest point of the brightness is always going to draw the eye to it, okay? It's always going to draw to the eye. So wherever the light is, that's where your eye is going to go. So right now, this boulder that's up front, that's not where the interest is. The interest is the water cascading over. So this guy, we're going to want to put a dark value. This guy's going to want to have a dark value because we don't want the eye to go there. All right. What we want is this little waterfall where the water is going over. This is where we want the water. This is where we want the eyes to go. So we're going to put in a tone like this. But we're not going to put a tone where that water is cascading over the waterfall there. And then if we really want the eye to go toward that cascading waterfall, we're going to darken in the sides here. And then we're going to leave a little space here for that foam or that splash to show up down here. You see? So we're using value right now to really value and knowing that the eye is going to go to the white part of the page to grab the attention. All right, last little thing I'm going to show you, then we'll get to our drawing. So here's the rock that's up front. This rock back here, let's draw him lighter. Let's add a lighter tone to him. And then this guy, we're going to add a medium tone. Okay, so what this is called, simply put, is atmospheric perspective. The lighter an object is, the further back it is in space. So if we continue that idea and go, okay, this is going to be light over here. This is going to be a middle tone, a little bit darker maybe. And then as you get down here, maybe there's a branch right there. You see, these darker objects are coming towards us, and the lighter ones are going away, and that's atmospheric perspective. An object that's further back is always going to be lighter in value. All right. So just remember those three things. Remember the stairs. When you're drawing waterfalls, think of stairs. Number 2, use overlap to create depth. And thirdly, use value to draw the eye in, all right? You got it? All right, let's bring up our picture here. Wow, look at that. It has everything that we just talked about. Is that amazing? Let's get into this, okay? All right, first thing, let's do this. Let's go ahead and start with a outline. Get a nice outline going. All right. You ready? Now this is a great picture because it's really using the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a way that you can really enhance your composition. If you're not purposely using it or thinking about it, then you're going to make everything perfectly even. For example, let's just say this is my picture right here. If I said draw a horizon line, most of us would draw the horizon line dead center. You see that? But if you were going to use the rule of thirds, you would think, oh, I'm going to put the horizon line up there. So I have 1/3 sky, 2/3 ground plane. Or you might do something like this. You might lower the horizon line and go, I'm going to have 1/3 land, but 2/3 sky. You see that idea? So in our picture here, we have the top part. It's 1/3 sky. You see that? And the bottom 2/3 is our land. So just always think about how can I use the rule of thirds to increase my make my composition much better. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going here. Now, let's look at this picture here. And if you remember my stairs, look, you've got a stair almost coming right down in this direction here. We're just going to lightly put this in. All right, because we're going to draw on top of it. And then I have another stair. This one is a nice big one here. It's like coming like this. Okay, let's go big. Let's still stay in the big area here. So what I want you to do down here, I want you to drop in this nice rock. That look at this. This rock almost covers this whole bottom area here. And in fact, that might even be a little too big. Let me just kind of bring it in like this. All right, there's my first big rock. And let's slowly move our way up the drawing, okay? All right, here's my next rock. And I'm just drawing the outline, okay? I'm not even getting into the nitty-gritty. All I'm doing is drawing the containment line. What's the overall shape of it? Okay, let's get this next one in. How far? All right, this is coming out like this. Look at that. All right, there's a nice overlap. You see that? Okay, let's jump to the other side of our drawing. And you got all this foliage, this growth here, and it's going up our stair step. Look at that. It's going across the top there. And we're kind of in this area here, you see? All right, look at that. There's a small rock. I like this rock. It's back up right about there. Behind him, we've got this other big old rock, and it's kind of coming down like this, I think. It's probably too big, but we'll go with that. Here's this other rock. It's kind of coming down here like this, huh? There's a lot of leeway here. A lot of leeway. Okay, this guy, you could see this rock going. It's kind of coming in there. Okay, I'm going to kind of extend my landmass right about there. Okay, so now we're getting toward the top here, and look at those trees. So let's take a look at this idea. Don't draw the trunks, draw the negative space or the shapes. For example, look at this. Look at that shape right there. Look at that shape. All right, there's that shape right there, right? All right, let's get this other shape right on the other side. Look at that. That's coming in like this. I'm not drawing trunks, I'm drawing the negative shape. Helps you to see things a little differently. All right, let's put this other trunk in. He's behind that guy. Look at that. And then of course you've got a little skinny one back here. Maybe a couple of skinny ones back there. Okay, on this other side, we've got a small, now be aware, now these are going to be a little bit lighter, but we could fix that a little bit later because we're going to use this atmospheric perspective to really play up the distance back here. Okay, so we've looked at using stairs. We've looked at using layering. Now let's put some value in even before we get to much detail. So how do I do the value? I'm looking at my picture and I'm going to squint my eyes. I'm squinting them so the picture gets, blurry. So first thing I'm going to do, let's see, oh, there it goes. Great. First thing I'm going to do, let's just start to add some tone. Where is the whitest part of the picture? It's in the splash area, right? All right, so I don't want to add any tone there. What I want to do is I want to go over the rest of it with an even tone. And one little comment, and I forgot to mention this, don't draw these pictures too big. Keep them small, especially an hour, because we're going to try and get as much done with this as we can. And if you're working huge, it's going to be hard for you to drop in all this value quickly. Of course, now you're thinking, well, that's nice. Why didn't you tell me 20 minutes ago? Well, I'm sorry. All right, look. So all I'm doing right now is looking at my picture, and I'm going to add value and overall tone before I put any detail in. All right. Okay, so I went over with one even tone going across the whole thing. All right, let's do that one more time. But this time, let's drop in a little more darker tone. All right, so this forward rock is going to... Hold on here, I want to fix something. So this forward rock is going to have some tone. Okay, these are going to also have tone in them as well. Not going too dark yet, just trying to get a feel for where I'm going to put my values. Plus this helps me to look at the whole picture at once versus just piecing it together. It's the same way you might do a painting, where you would drop in these big tones before you start building up your detail. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and jump into this now and start to detailing it out. Let's first start with some of these rocks. I'm going to start with the rock that's right in the middle here. And let me just highlight it so you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to start with this guy. This is a good rock to show you a good way of drawing rocks. All right. So we'll start with that guy in the center, and then we'll expand out from him. All right. So I just want you to think of surfaces that you're creating. So we've already added a tone to this rock. So let's come in here and add this side to the rock, you see? And I'm using my pencil or my Apple pencil here, but it's no different than what you're using. And then the last thing I have on this rock, I've got 3 tones, and then the last one's going to be a dark value. All I'm doing is matching silhouettes and sizes of things. Okay. Now looking at this, I'm looking at the light side of the rock to the middle tone, and look there, that's pretty contrasting. Look at this contrast. Look at that contrast change in value there. Well, mine's not even nearly close to that. So let's, for me, I'm gonna up this up just a little bit. I just said up this up. All right, and I'm gonna sharpen this edge here with my shadowed part of that rock underneath. And then the last thing I can do on this rock, look, there's this chunk. You see this little, watch this. There's that chunk taken out right there, and there's another one down here. And this is a little tone back here. Okay, there he goes. There's our first rock. Okay, let's go one rock below that. All right, so here's going to be our next guy. Now, this is where you've got to be careful and not draw into that water as of yet, because we haven't done that. Just leave it just deal with where there's no water, okay? Now look at this. Look at this. Like there is this awesome highlight. So I want to definitely leave the white of the page showing there. Now be careful. Now look at this. Look closely. Look closely and slow down here. Look at this area right there. You see? Do you see those? Let me show you this to you because this is interesting. I gotta erase this. We're gonna zoom in here. Hold on. I'll zoom in for you. All right. I'm not sure. I think you could see this. So look at this rock here. This is an interesting face. So let's try and pick some of this up here. So we kind of have a little bit of an even tone, right? Coming off this rock here. But then it has like this edge, this chunk that's cutting right through. You see that? And right above it, it has a little bit of a highlight. It's not much, but that little, I'm leaving it just a little bit of light on top there. And then we're going to come down, and then I'm going to leave another little edge like that. Okay, let's jump. As long as this is zoomed in here, let's draw this big guy right there. All right, so what's happening with him? He's going to be coming here. There's a nice shape coming around. Okay. That's his shape. So let's draw this edge here, the shadowed area, and drop a tone in here. It's pretty dark. I'm making sure my surface lines are going down the surface of this. Okay. Let's draw some lichen, and I'm just gonna use little hash marks to describe the surface. And right now the value, look at this now. This is interesting. I always find this stuff to be interesting. I hope you do too. Look at the value of that compared to the value of the light part of the rock, okay? If we look to our drawing, we could see that. We could see that light colored. So that tells me that I've got to knock this thing back quite a bit. All right, I'm going to knock it back again. And then I'm just going to come in here and knock it back a little bit more, but only in that kind of shadowed area there, you see? Okay, here we go. Let's keep working this side because we've got it zoomed in. This is nice. So here's our next rock, and he's kind of coming in here. All right, first time we're gonna deal with some water here, right? Okay, I'm gonna just come down here for right now. We'll get the water in a second. Okay, this is pretty dark, so I can add a tone in here. This is really dark in here. And then it slowly gets light as it moves up its surface. Okay, I'm gonna leave just a sliver. If you can draw this way, I'm showing you by leaving. If you could get in the habit of drawing this way, of practicing leaving your lights as opposed to erasing them, this will, ooh, look at that. Did I just do what I did? I did. This will really get you ready to watercolor, because this is exactly the same process that you use in order to watercolor. Okay, let's go ahead and get some water in here. Now this water is a little bit lighter, all right? So we're gonna just add a little bit of tone. I'm mainly using like surface lines to help tell that story. On the edges here, I'm just going to kind of break up so it's not so it looks like it's breaking out on the edges, except like in this rock here, this rock is in front of that water flow. So I definitely want to make sure that that edge is super sharp. And if you want your water to pop off, then you really want to darken it, the contrast between the water there and the edge of the rock. Oh, I know what. Look at that. What have I done here? Hold on. I gotta fix something here. I got the things on the wrong layers. Okay. Back in business. All right, let's go ahead and jump on this lower. Let's work on this lower grassy rock here. And once again, I'm gonna blur my eyes. So if I look at this rock here, looks like there's one behind here. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a nice tone in there. Now, this other rock now, he has a lot more moss on him, so he's not as hard edge. So I'm just going to take my pencil and kind of just follow along a bit on the surface, and it's a little bit more rounded. Go slowly. Don't rush this. Look at the, this is interesting. Look at the contrast. Look at the contrast between those two edges there. You see that? I'm using surface lines to help tell the story of this texture here. Along with using tone as well. Okay, this rock back here is going to be a little bit darker in tone here. Okay. Always just going in, I'm just going in making slight adjustments here. Okay. Boy, even darker. I can even go darker down here. All right, let's keep going here. Let's look to the left side here and just get some bigger shapes going in. You know, I really like to drop tone in before I go in with drawing details, drawing line work. I think many people like to put the line work in and then come in with tone, but I think putting the tone in first really helps you to organize your values. Now, you could do it either way, but for me, if I just see the tone, then immediately I know that whatever I draw on top is going to be part of that group. You see what I'm saying? All right. All right, so I'm just going to outline and just drop in some of these little leaves back here. And I'm just randomly putting them in, being careful because I don't want to create a pattern. Okay, dark value for some rocks that are coming in here. So all I'm doing right now is just adding some texture. Look, here's a fern leaf. How should we draw that? That's almost like a triangle, right? All right, get that darker tone around it. Okay. Look at this. Look at this, all this value change. You see that? Really hard edge there. We're going to save our water for last. All right, let's get some more. We could just add some texture back here of tone and leaves. It's pretty dark. Okay, now I'm kind of looking closely at the I'm looking closely at this river. So we've got this rock that's coming in here like this. You see that? So I'm gonna put him in. I don't want to lose him there. All right, then we got this other rock back over here, this interesting shape. And my picture's changing a little bit than what I'm seeing, but because this is a natural picture, you have the, you could get away with that. All right, here we go with my first tree trunk. I'm gonna come up here and it's just like a silhouette. I'm not going totally dark. I get my silhouette now. I could use some surface lines in here. Okay. Let's get this other trunk back here. Again, nice. Not as black as the rocks are in the foreground, but close to it. Kind of dark value. Okay, so there's 3 trunks, and I'm going to assume those trunks are in the foreground. So let's draw some more trunks, but purposely not go as dark. And these will start to have an idea that we're starting to use value to cause things to look back, further back in space. All right, so there's one. All right, what else we got? We got a lighter one back here, right? Maybe another one over here. Just don't go as dark. Okay, now let's get some branches and just make these things light. You're just going for Alright, look at that. Just trying to fill in some space here with value. doesn't have to be exactly like the branches, but just giving the ghostly idea that there's branches out there. And we could do that just with value. Careful of patterns. All right, let's continue. Let's work across the other side there, and look at this. Start dropping in some tone here of this back rock. When I'm making my lines, I push down and I pull up. Push down, I pull up. Okay. I'm going to jump over to this other rock on the other side here. And then this background here of these plants or bushes, they're kind of dark back here, right? So let's get a nice sharp edge here where this lighter part of that rock is showing up. And then again, surface lines. We'll come back and get the water here in just a minute. All right, let's look back. Let's go in the background here really quickly. And there's more branches. You can kind of see them popping out back here. Smaller and lighter. Okay. I even like to add a little bit of these little teeny these little strokes here. Again, just careful of patterns, but this will help to give a little, like a rough texture in the back. You see what I mean? All right, we got about 5 minutes left. So now let's look at this water right now because we've left it pure white, but surely it's not pure white. If we squint our eyes, you can see that the brightness is down here at the bottom. So let's do our same thing. Let's add a light tone in all the area that we don't want the eye to go to. All right, same thing over here. And then we're just gonna keep the bright whites. So now I'm thinking of where is the shadows within this water, the foam. I'm not even. This is only an exercise now of just adding value. I'm not even thinking of water per se yet. Where are the shapes that I see? See, we haven't even added any line yet. I've only been using value, and already that's starting to look like water. Look, this rock has got to go darker in value. And if you want your water to pop more, if you want your water to get brighter, all you got to do is darken the shadows around it. Even in here, I'm going to darken this up. I want all of the splashy water back here to go back. Okay, and the last thing I'm doing now is just adding some surface lines. Look, even this could even go back a little bit more darker value there. So I'm just adding a couple surface lines to really get this water looking like water. All right, that's going to do it, I think. If there's no other questions. Hey, listen, I appreciate everyone been watching. I hope that has been helpful. Do please join our Facebook group and post your pictures there. I always love seeing them. And if there's something that I think is can use some adjustment, I'll jump right in there and kind of get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for watching today. My name's Kurt. I'm a Dad Who Draws. Please do like and subscribe and comment. Do you want seascapes, landscapes, or do you like the voting? Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you later. Big shout out to Teresa and Lana. Thanks for chiming in and saying hello. See you guys later. Bye-bye.